I'd resisted for the last 15 years any kind of a partnership with any brand. But, you know, it's like the old joke. I guess I was waiting for the right guy. This was aiming for the right guy. This was a product that I like, a product that unimpeachable as far as no one will ever say this is anything other than good stuff, and a project that celebrates people who do things, who make things with their hands, who create objects the slow, old school, foolishly romantic way, always favoring quality over quantity. People who make skillets, knives, baskets, pottery, who've chosen this long, hard, old school route that really appeals to the romantic in me.
I understand that you have said that the use of the words artisanal and craft kind of makes you crazy at this point.
I think, you know, you could go into a Quickie Mart and find a bag of potato chips with the word artisanal on them or handcrafted. Obviously, it's been overused, but, you know, we're talking about people who alone standing in a small industrial space in Syracuse, New York, you know, are taking hot metal and making useful things that will, maybe only 12 of them a month, that will last forever and be passed from generation to generation. And they've chosen to do it the hard, relatively unprofitable way in the face of all logic.
Now, I got to say that you started out in the sort of individual, unprofitable way of being in the food business. You went on to write a book called Kitchen Confidential, which launched a whole nother career for you. Tell us about the new venture with CNN.
Well, CNN came along and said they were interested in taking me and my creative partners on. I've been working with the same people since 0.0 Productions since the very beginning. We're all people who love films, who love the process, again, of making things, of putting together a story, using all of the strange and terrible powers of television to tell that story. And what CNN did was call up and say, we know what you do, we like what you do, we have faith in you, we'd like to let you do anything you want to do, anywhere you want to do it, we support you, and we'd like to help you be even better. And they've been as good as their word. And
parts unknown, got a blank check. Is there any place you can tell us where you haven't gone before, where you'd like to go?
I could go, I literally have the best job in the world. I could go anywhere I want, do what I want when I'm there, tell the story any way I choose, and that's a tremendous privilege. Bucket list of places. I mean, I'm largely the places that are left to me that I haven't been yet. Like Yemen, I'm waiting for the security situation to change before I visit, but that's a place I'm very curious about. I just returned to Beirut.
You almost didn't make it out of Beirut
the first time. Yes. Finally made it to Iran last season. This coming season, Madagascar, which is a very little-known and fantastic place. So I'm ticking those bucket list items off, but there are so many places that are always worth a revisit. You know, as I like to say, I could make a show in China every 6 months and still die ignorant.
One of the places you went to was Russia, and one of the people that you met when you got to go there,
yes,
Boris Nemtsov.
Yes.
I wonder if you could just speak a little about this political activist who was gunned down last week.
Very courageous, witty, confident. I think a guy who is very enjoying being Boris Nemtsov. He truly had an enemy and he felt, I think he felt on the right side of history, though I don't know that he felt he was assured of victory. I think he had a pretty realistic view of things, except I asked him straight out a number of times. I said, aren't you afraid, given the history of bad things happening to people who criticize Putin? And I gave him a number of examples. I said, given these examples, aren't you afraid? And he said very chillingly that he felt that his status as a former deputy prime minister and a prominent critic with a high profile in the West, that this would protect him. But he had no illusions about the degree of corruption that he was up against, and he was not naive about the world he lived in.
What is next for Anthony Bourdain after cooking and eating?
I'm in the middle of filming a new season of Parts Unknown, and I'll be heading off to Ethiopia in a couple of days.
Anything in particular you're going to look forward to eating there?
I'm going with a great chef from Ethiopia, Marcus Samuelson, so I'm going to let him be my guide.